Yeah. Better days, I pray for better days. Working hard cause I want extra pay. Talk to them seeds, but you must demonstrate. Cause it's your ways that they gon' imitate. Non-violent. Sometimes I wish I would've went to college. Frown proudly. Cause where I'm from, they hate you when you smiling. Your faith should be your gun. You can't leave home without it. The children being grown, cause all the parents acting childish. You show them your reality, I bet they doubt it. You tell them all about your dreams, that's when they out it. Your own blood. Ain't no family no more. They do you badly for show. You try to patch up your soul, Lord knows you on a mission to show him you so submissive. The prayer said in silence, you know the devil can hear him, pay attention. Know the war's within, how much time do you spend? Try to balance your zen, then again, losses is lessons. You tell me you trying to win, we know about saving money. You tell me you trying to spend that blood on it. Sweat, tears, you put that love on it. Your best years was just a dumb moment. You tired of going hungry, can't deal with fake making your life lonely. Your lack of faith that left your soul bony. But you gon' work and you gon' strive, do what it takes to survive. What is truth, what is a lie? You know that war's inside. Some get draped into the fake, they don't know what to decide. Wrong choice, meet your demise, keep that between you and I. You realize, some people you gon' let go, you visualize. The things you need to feed your soul is on the rise. They not gon' wanna let you go, but it's alright. It's cool to bury what's gon' grow. Went from wrong to the right and to the dark to the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. Gotta hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. From wrong to the right and to the dark from the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. You just hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me. Yeah, I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me.
Don't be stressing on the dumb shit, cause God is gonna make a way. Just keep going and keep your faith, so you can win this race. This race called life, yeah, yeah. This race called life. This race called life, yeah, yeah. Race called life. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm grinding 'cause I know that I'm gon' get it. I just gotta have vision, keep faith and be humble. Have some patience with it. I've been A1 since day one, been always on my job. I never been a fake, never had to steal and rob. Cause I do good business, I'm too good with it. And even though I'm on this road, I'm still daddy to my children. You know I do good with them, and don't like being missing. But I hate when my bills are thicker and my pockets get thinner. But I can't stress up on the dumb shit, cause God is gonna make a way. I keep going and keep my faith and my pace, so I can win this race. Win this race called life. This race called life. I'm just trying to win this race called life. This race called life. This race called life, yeah. Race called life. I'm just trying to win this race called life, yeah, yeah, yeah. I keep on running in this race called life, yeah,
These are not just speakers. These are thinkers, forged in fire. Warriors of words stepping into destiny. Welcome to the Coliseum of Arguments, where logic clashes with conviction and ideas spill like blood in the sand. 16 titans, 16 minds, one path to immortality. They come seeking truth, they fight for redemption, they burn for revenge. Featuring the intellectual elite of the Titans Debate League. Every round a new war, every word a new weapon. Every titan ready to fall or rise in glory. This is not debate, this is combat. Step into the Coliseum of Arguments. Only the brave speak here. Are you not entertained? Peace, 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 peace. This is Titans Debate League presented to you by Coliseum of Arguments, where arguments are tested, claims are weighed, and only the strongest positions survive. Tonight is not about speculation. Tonight is about the verdict. The clash between Pan and Anukakerakt shook the floor. Sharp exchanges, heavy claims, sources flying, and pressure on every position. Now the debate is over, the dust has settled, and it's time to answer the only question that matters. Who actually won? And we're not doing this with opinions or fan bias. We have both judges live with us tonight. Each judge will give their summary, walk us through their scoring, explain what arguments landed, what fell apart, and why the decision was made. No dodging, no rewriting history, no feelings over facts. This is the results show where debates are broken down, performances are analyzed, and decisions are put on the record. So buckle up, because Pan versus Anukakerakt doesn't end with the debate. And shout out both of the judges. Let me go ahead and drop a bomb for these two. First time we have both of the judges up here to give a response at the same time. I like that. And we also have our new Kakarot in the building down below with the Anpu mask. Is that Anpu? Who is that, Anu?
Yeah, it's a mixture between Anpu and Kotu. It's a American god. It's a Native American god, Kotu.
I like that, man. Yeah, we got to bring the mask back, man, for the debates. You got to start rocking that again, man. Let's go. And we have Pandemus in the crowd watching right now, on the edge of his seat with anticipation to see what the judges have to say. How do you feel you did, Anu? And how do you feel the judges will respond based on your performance tonight?
I mean, like, I think I was pretty articulate. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, I deliberated my presentation very systematically. It was in chronological order. It was very detailed. I had many sources on top of sources. And I think I painted a really good narrative and a good picture that raised the idea and really put foundation on the fact that this is a code of impunity, a code of immunity, and it's a ongoing culture and ritual from these people's religious white supremacist religion, which is what it is. Like that, their religion is white supremacy, and this American Protestant ideology of manifest destiny. And I pointed that out. I painted that. I think the judges had actually a hard time with this one, only because me and Pan are pretty two seasoned debaters. We don't do a bunch of ad homs and cussing and doing all that type of stuff. We really get to the point. So I think it probably was a good one. I'm just honestly, I just want to see what they got to say. It's really on them. This day show today.
Hey, I like how you put that. I like how you put that. See, he's already got a good attitude. How do you feel like you did, Pan, and how do you feel the judges are going to respond based on your performance tonight?
I completely disagree with what he said, man. It's not their show. It's all my show. It's all about the Pan Man. We did what we had to do. We proved our case. Now, salute to the panel. Salute to the show. Everybody watching. Um, no joke. I can't front. I think I actually did do enough to prove the case that it is shouldn't be disbanded. It's a waste of time, a wasted effort, and hopefully the judges seen that and will be able to judge correctly. Correctly.
Correctly. The judges are amazing at what they do, and I'm just as interested to hear these results as you, gentlemen. I made sure that these guys kept their secret all the way to here, so I'm on the edge of my seat too because I want to know where this is going. So without further ado, let's go to a word from our sponsors, and then we'll start with the judge number. We'll start with Chef Darius and end with Il Dot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Titans Debate League, presented by the Coliseum of Arguments, where ideas don't just clash, they collide. This isn't a conversation, this isn't a panel, this is intellectual combat. In one corner, the voice of the radical reinterpretation, the challenger of ancient frameworks, the man who says divinity isn't in the clouds, it's in the creator of civilization itself. Suave boss, a man bold enough to declare the black woman is God. Not a metaphor, not symbolism, foundation. And in the opposing corner, a defender of revelation, a believer in submission to the one, a man standing firmly on divine law and sacred text. Jesse Valdez, a Muslim, a monotheist, a man who says Allah is God, singular, eternal, unmatched. This is not about insults, this is about worldviews. The black woman versus Allah. Who is God? History, identity, power, spiritual authority. Are you not entertained? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coliseum of Arguments. 8 women step into the arena, not to play games, but to wage intellectual combat. This isn't trash talk, this is logic versus logic, sources versus sources, scholarship under the lights. Win a round, win $50 cash. Keep winning and walk out with $500 in the crown. Each competitor represents a brand, an ideology, a team they're ready to go to war on the hill for. Every claim challenged, every source checked, every moment judged. So we ask you, are you not entertained? Enter the Coliseum of Arguments. Only the strongest minds survive. This is Titans Debate League. Let's pause the noise for a second, because if you're still here right now, you're already different. Not everyone gets this. Not everyone understands real debate, real scholarship, real intellectual smoke. But you do. This is Coliseum of Arguments. This is Titans Debate League. And what happens here doesn't survive on algorithms. It survives on the people who believe in it. When you support through Cash App, you're not just donating. You're fueling the arena. You're the reason we can bring in high-level guests. You're the reason we keep unbiased judges. You're the reason these debates stay sharp, fair, and uncompromised. This platform is built by thinkers, sustained by supporters, protected by the ones who know value when they see it. If this show has ever sharpened your mind, has ever entertained you, or has ever challenged what you thought you knew, then Cash App is how you say, keep this going. Not everyone contributes, but the ones who do, they're part of what makes this real. Coliseum of Arguments, Titans Debate League, powered by the people who get it.
All right. Back to you, gentlemen. Let me take this down off of the screen. Judge number 1, Chef Darius.
Yo,
Do you want to share your scorecards? Or actually, you could just go over your summary. Save the scorecards for after if we have to go to a tie.
Okay. So,
actually, yeah, it's up to you. Go ahead, share it. Let's look at it. Give us something to look at, man.
hold on, let me
My
grab
bad
it.
about that. Indecisive today.
I gotta share my screen.
Yeah, you got to share your screen. I have L Docs over here. I still haven't looked at them, but I saw that he sent them. Let me download those right now. Are you sharing your screen yet?
I'm trying to download the
Scorecard from your Gmail.
yeah. Can I just send it to you? Or you could pull it up?
Yeah, send it over in the Facebook Messenger. It'll probably be faster that way.
Right.
It will probably be faster. Gotcha.
Amazing news! At Titans Debate League is now looking for interns. We are expanding our team and seeking driven individuals who are ready to make an impact. We're on the hunt for talented people to join our marketing team, and charismatic new hosts, and creative minds who can produce amazing content. If you have a positive attitude and are used to winning, because that's what we do here, then we want to hear from you. Join us and contribute to a culture of excellence and success here at Titans Debate League. Email us today, titansdebateleague@gmail.com. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Where Infinity Gauntlet is a mere toy compared to the intellectual prowess, build and destroy the cipher. Intellectual sword to slice you, or whatever device you recommend. Surgical precise pen, hand get heated, the room will spin. If man get treated, them goals won't spin. Level heads with feet, paradigm the box you in. Got a pair of red dimes in the box you in. Don't matter paradigms, your clock won't spin. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down or lay down when we're stopping. It's the clash of the Tigers.
Got it?
Okay, and we're back. Yep, I got it for you. You go ahead and share the screen. That's how it wants to do it. Really? Hold on 1 second. Gotta see what it was saved as.
You want me to get my summary first and then show the score?
Yeah, you can go through your summary and I'll pull it up. You can start now.
All right, so I agree. It was a great battle. I feel like it was splitting hairs, honestly. So for me, actually being knowledgeable, because I have done my own research and dissertation on the slave patrol and all this, I was interested to see both takes on it, and I think they were both very detailed in their presentations. The mechanisms PowerPoint was definitely a good visual. I love the qualified immunity point, showing the legal doctrines that makes prosecuting them nearly impossible. So Anukakerakt really laid it out throughout his presentation with the mechanisms and listing them out perfectly. And then for Pan, I ain't gonna necessarily say his rebuttal to that, but his stance, which I was very interested in hearing, because I didn't know if he was taking the side of keeping them just in general and that the system was a good system, which he wasn't. His stance was more so it is a bad system, but to know thy enemy, right? And to know thy enemy is a good thing. It's, you want to know where they at, where you can check them at, the checks and balances, and if you disband that, where are they going to go? That was another good point. So his stance was great, and the way he explained it throughout his PowerPoint, I feel like they both deserve perfect scores for that, which was fives. I think I gave them fives for their
I'm
evidence.
not sure. I'm not sure. And since I got one scorecard up, I'm gonna wait till the end to pull it up. But I'm not sure if it was a tie. I'm looking at it. It looks like it might be a different number. It's a small
Yeah,
like.
because where I had to split hairs was in the questioning, because I feel like they did great as far as their organization and their evidence. Like they did very well in those two categories. The conduct was perfect. But the questioning is where I feel like I started to see the difference. And I don't know if you want me to.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So that's where I see Anu score. Yep. It was in the argumentation and the questioning, because I believe Pan was saying, what are you going to do as far as actually overthrowing them? And are you saying you're going to do something based in reality, or is it pseudo, right? And I feel like Anu's response, he didn't have a response for that, because he kind of laughed it off and it sounded like a pipe dream. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you did have an actual strategy, you could have got him on that question right there. And it didn't have to be a for sure strategy, but even saying let's get some arms and get some organizations to run up in there, do a January 6th, something. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that would have been a viable answer for me, even though it's not realistic. And I think you did kind of speak on that, but just answering the question would have did you justice, because I feel like that's where I had to split hairs in the question and the argumentation round. Because it was a good question asked. Conduct, I already spoke on the conduct. Y'all both did excellent in the conduct. So yeah, it was just, for me, it was the questioning. And I feel like he got you in the questioning. Yeah, that's all I got. Are we going through the actual debate?
Oh, my bad. I was muted. Okay, yeah. So it seems like you have Pan by 1 point. He got a 4 in the Q&A, and you gave Anu a 3 in the Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pretty quick and easy. Let's give Chef Darius a round of applause for taking the time out to review these gentlemen's work. Il Doc, are you ready?
I'm ready, brother. Can I get a mic check?
Mike sounds great. Hold on, let me kick these two scorecards. Then let me put you on the big screen over there where he's at. Get you swapped out real quick. All right, are you ready? You can go ahead whenever you're ready with your summary, and I'll pop the scorecards up here in a second as you're going along.
All right. I want to salute you, A1, the Titan family, the Titan Debate League, both debaters, Anu on the affirmative, Pandemus on the negative, and everyone in the audience. I greet you all with peace, love, and respect. The resolution: should the Fraternal Order of Police be disbanded? A should resolution is a question of obligation, and either disbandment is required or it's not. If the affirmative doesn't establish that obligation, the resolution defaults to no. This produces the following burden structure. The affirmative bears the burden of establishing an obligation to act. The negative is not required to prove an alternative policy, only to prevent the affirmative obligation from being established. The affirmative is not required to prove a successful post-disbandment world. It is required to show that disbandment is justified and logically compelled on the record. With that structure in place, I'll summarize three main clashes in this debate, my decision and my reasoning leading to it. The first clash, whether historical and ongoing harm generates an obligation to disband. Clash number two, the effect of layered sworn oaths and allegiances. And three, whether disbandment is feasible. On clash number one, whether historical and ongoing harm generates an obligation to disband. Both sides acknowledged serious historical and ongoing harm. The dispute was whether the harm creates an obligation to disband the FOP. The affirmative framed the FOP as an institutional actor whose structure and internal incentives enable harm. From that point of view, accountability must attach to the organization as an entity. The negative didn't deny the harm. Instead, it challenged the affirmative theory, moving from institutional to individual accountability, emphasizing reform, feasibility, and a distinction between an organization's existence and the conduct of its members. While the affirmative argued for organizational accountability, it never explained why individual accountability plus reform was insufficient, and the negative's counter model survived unrebutted to the end of the debate. On clash number two, the effect of layered sworn oaths and allegiances. This was the affirmative's strongest argument, and it appeared here, quote, the FOP is not merely a union, it's a structural barrier to constitutional policing. Its primary function creates an irreconcilable conflict of interest, oath versus allegiance. The officer swears to uphold the Constitution, but the FOP demands allegiance to the Brotherhood, end quote. The affirmative argued that competing allegiances undermine constitutional duty and that the FOP structurally incentivizes the protection of misconduct. This clash became even clearer with the Q&A question, paraphrased. At what point does the FOP oath override the constitutional oath? This was the affirmative's strongest question, although it assumed facts not established on the record, namely that the FOP oath does create an obligation competing with the constitutional duty. The negative responded by rejecting the question's premise, asserting that police have no constitutional duty to protect, and therefore no conflict exists as framed. Although the underlying idea was potentially decisive, the question's length, compound structure, combined with time constraints, and the negative's rejection of the premise prevented the affirmative from completing the link between conflict of interest and obligation. On clash number three, whether disbandment is feasible. The affirmative wasn't required to design a successful post-disbandment world or required to guarantee that harm would never reemerge. But the affirmative was required to articulate a reasonable, coherent attempt at disbandment, because an obligation to act necessarily entails knowing what actions would satisfy that obligation. This tension surfaced when the negative asked, what mechanism do you suggest we use to disband the FOP? The affirmative response referencing public punishment of individuals materially altered the theory it had established earlier. This response shifted the affirmative from organizational accountability to individual accountability, validating the negative framing that the problem lies with individuals rather than the institution. The affirmative later described the mechanism as a dream. Now, whether dream is read as sarcasm, aspirational, or fantasy, none of these readings answer the mechanism question. On the record, it functioned only as a substitute for a feasible mechanism. With no articulable mechanism for action on the record, the affirmative cannot impose an obligation to act. I want to make a brief note on the conduct and content of both debaters. The debate included explicit references to historical and ongoing harm, as well as violent imagery and language. I think both debaters handled these topics responsibly, and their conduct enhanced the quality of the exchange. This debate demonstrates that strong disagreement on deeply rooted and sensitive issues can occur without hostility or loss of mutual respect. The resolution asks whether the Fraternal Order of Police should be disbanded. The affirmative demonstrated that the FOP causes harm and justifies moral opposition to it. However, because it did not articulate what disbandment would entail or how it would occur, the affirmative did not establish an obligation to disband the FOP. The negative successfully prevented that obligation from being established and demonstrated that reasonable, articulable alternatives remain available. On the resolution as stated, should the Fraternal Order of Police be disbanded, my decision is for Pan on the negative.
And we have a judgment. We have a judgment. We have a judgment, folks. Let's give a round of applause to both of these judges today. The judgment has been rendered for Pan. Shout out to you, Pan, in the crowd. Go ahead and get me your Cash App so we can go ahead and get you paid tonight before you go to sleep. Amazing. Oh, he's right down there at the bottom behind that comment. Pan, how do you feel about that?
Well, you already know how I feel about it, man. Super Pan, man. Wild as a Taliban. This is what I do, man. You feel me? Salute to my opponent and salute to the judges too, bro. Listen, I realize now I'm gonna have to step my game up, bro, because I was nervous. Listen, man, when I was like, I got violent imagery in my slides. What am I gonna do, bro? Let's go. No, salute the judges. That was what's up, man. I appreciate it. And like I said, man, big up. I knew it was like I said, it was a good battle against a noble warrior. You feel me?
Hey, that's what's up. Shout out FYJ Entertainment. He says these judges are fire. Oh yeah, that super chat button works. Go ahead, test it out. Make sure it works for y'all. You know what I'm saying? If you're having any trouble with it, let me know. Yeah, but I knew. How do you feel about the judges' results? How do you feel about Pan's performance?
Well, like I said, I don't have no ill feelings about the judgment. It is what it is. That's what we do. We debate. Although I do feel like that my resolutions was clear that that I said we would drag them out. You know what I'm saying, kicking and screaming. That's pretty much how it's done. You do it through force. That was my solution. Because that's the same thing that they do. They use force. So you would use force against them, and you would use their own people to do it. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that disagree or go against the orders of arresting their homeboys or beating their homeboys in public, you would arrest them too for insubordination. So like you would end up rooting out all of them. So you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, man. Like I thought it was a really good debate. Both of us slugged it out.
Y'all did.
You know, I mean, it was a really good debate, man. And I think it was well worth the wait.
As you see on the scorecards, it was pretty close.
Real
Judge
close.
Darius had Pan winning by 1 point. Wow. And I think Il Docs was only maybe 3 points off or something like that. So yeah, it was really close. Yeah, this was fire. Again, appreciate you guys for another fire debate. Every time Anu hits the stage, you already know it's going to be fire. And Pandemus has been on a run lately. So who's going to stop him? You know, round 2 is on the way. We're making history right now doing what we're doing. And shout out these gentlemen again. You know, they're the show. They make all this possible. They're who you guys came to see. I'm happy with it. You know, I got my money's worth. Shoot me that Cash App, baby. Shoot me that Cash App. And shout out to the judges, man. Amazing results. I learned something new today, as I do from every result show. I think these shows make me a better debater. Not even necessarily the debate, and seeing all the sources and different argumentation. seeing how it's graded by somebody from the outside looking in is different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out us, shout out Titans Debate League, shout out Coliseum of Arguments, and let's go to a word from our sponsors.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coliseum of Arguments. 8 women step into the arena, not to play games, but to wage intellectual combat. This isn't trash talk. This is logic versus logic, sources versus sources, scholarship under the lights. Win a round, win $50 cash. Keep winning and walk out with $500 in the crown. Each competitor represents a brand, an ideology, a team they're ready to go to war on the hill for. Every claim challenged, every source checked, every moment judged. So we ask you, are you not entertained? Enter the Coliseum of Arguments. Only the strongest minds survive. This is Titans Debate League.
And shout out Smokey Saint in the comments. He says, get him an exhibition debate ASAP. I got you. He definitely told me at the beginning of December he would be ready after the new year, and he wasn't fibbing. He's reaching out and he's looking for somebody to debate. I think I'm going to get you our top Calvinist over here. I think you guys had some contention on a prior episode, and I kind of want to see how that plays out. So definitely shout out to you for tapping in. Where was I at? Could I get you gentlemen back here in 30 minutes for an interview? I don't know if you're going to be busy tonight, Chef Darius. I had about 20 questions. Probably take us about 30 minutes to get through. The fans have been requesting it. You there, Chef D?
Are you talking about me and Chef D?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't know if you're too available tonight.
Yeah, I can squeeze in a half an hour.
I appreciate you. What about you, Chef D? You'll be available? Even if not, we'll just start with you, Doc, and double back and catch Chef D. I don't want to put him on the spot, but if he can make it, that would be amazing. We're going to...
Oh, I was muted. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're going to double back here, everybody, in about 30 minutes, and we're going to actually sit down, take some of the questions from the audience, take some of the questions from debaters in the tournament, see what's on their mind, and get some insight into the mind of a debate judge. Only here on Coliseum of Arguments tonight. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell so you get a notification every time we go live. That super chat works, and if you didn't, here's another way to support the show.
Let's pause the noise for a second, because if you're still here right now, you're already different. Not everyone gets this. Not everyone understands real debate, real scholarship, real intellectual smoke. But you do. This is Coliseum of Arguments. This is Titans Debate League. And what happens here doesn't survive on algorithms. It survives on the people who believe in it. When you support through Cash App, you're not just donating. You're fueling the arena. You're the reason we can bring in high-level guests. You're the reason we keep unbiased judges. You're the reason these debates stay sharp, fair, and uncompromised. This platform is built by thinkers, sustained by supporters, protected by the ones who know value when they see it. If this show has ever sharpened your mind, has ever entertained you, or has ever challenged what you thought you knew, then Cash App is how you say, keep this going. Not everyone contributes, but the ones who do, they're part of what makes this real. Coliseum of Arguments, Titans Debate League, powered by the people who get it.
My heart is bleeding in a pool of blood, I'm drowning. Yeah, my heart is bleeding in a pool of blood, I'm drowning. I look in the mirror now.
And we're back. Appreciate everybody who tuned in tonight. That's another one in the books. We have one more debate in round one, and then round two is going to take 2 weeks, and then we'll be at the finals, baby. We made it. Round one was the meat and potatoes of the whole tournament. We just ran through 8 debates, but we have 4 more left, and then the final match. So we'll be running this women's tournament right as soon as the regular one finishes, and we're going to keep it going. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Smash that like button and that bell on the way out. And remember my saying, treat your smile like your money. and never let them steal it. Actually, let's go around and get closing remarks. We'll start with you, Chef D.
I just want to say, great show. It was a great debate. I feel like moving forward, there's going to be some more stiff competition, and I'm looking at the women's tournament. I see some good names on here, so I'm looking forward to that. So I'll be back in 30 minutes, and we'll chop it up.
Hey, appreciate you. Ill Doc, closing remarks.
Yeah, I want to thank both debaters for your competition and particularly this topic. I appreciate you both. I also want to highlight the familiarity that you both expressed during the debate. It was refreshing to see two men lock horns and taunt each other in ways that you could still maintain a relationship afterwards. So, again, just in closing, thank you both.
And I appreciate you two gentlemen for the same reasons as well. Closing remarks, Pam.
You know what I mean? I just wanted to say specifically to the point that Brother Ilm was just saying. That was all front, man. It was all fake, man. I can't stand this dude. You feel me? No, I'm just saying. No, we was always gonna be good, man, no matter what, man, because we got the same vision for our folks, no matter what. So that was cool, and this whole thing was fun. So big up the whole platform again. Tighten up and have a nice day. We out here, 2026. You feel?
That's it. And again, tap back in at 10 o'clock. We will be doing an interview with both of these judges here. Quick 20 questions, and we'll be taking a few questions from the crowd. So make sure you're in the comments. And I'll let these two pick the questions that they see that they like. So just go ahead and drop them when we start up. And I'll catch you guys in 30 minutes. Have a blessed day.